So what can I do to increase my emotional intelligence?
To just improve emotional intelligence, go with a little bit of introspection. Each person can take some time and say, how do I do in some of these areas, like showing empathy to other people, or ego management, for example, is a part of our emotional intelligence. And do I control my ego enough around other people? Because we all know associating with somebody who's extremely arrogant, it causes issues. There's consequences to that. People shut down and so forth. And so the first step I'd say is a self-evaluation. As we assess people, I'll tell you the bottom three dimensions that we find globally in thousands and thousands of assessments that people take is number one, stress tolerance. In fact, in COVID 2020, stress tolerance decreased by 16% overall. And that's our ability to really handle the stress positively and effectively that comes in our lives. And that decreased 16%. The second one that we're seeing is as low as called impulse control, and just being impulsive, making rash decisions and so forth. And the third one is mindfulness. It's our ability to be able to focus and be present in the moment. Again, these are three of the 25 dimensions we cover and assess and so forth. One tip that just makes a significant difference in all of those areas and more is our technology is wonderful. It has so many blessings and so many neat things that it can do. But unfortunately, it is stressing us out more. It's causing us to be more impulsive, less mindful, because it's constantly distracting us. It's constantly telling us what we should be doing, thinking about, focusing on. In fact, a couple of years ago, I went to the notifications section of my iPhone and just turned off a whole bunch of different apps that I don't need to be notified of. I still have the apps. I can go to them at any time, but they're not constantly barraging me in these notifications that can be stressful, that can be distracting, that can cause us to not be really focused on at the moment. So that's just one little, tidbit out of many that we could probably talk about of how to improve our emotional intelligence is the less multitasking and more focusing on the person, the situation, the meeting, or what have you.
Yeah, that's great advice. I think there are so many of those little notifications and bells and whistles. I've actually turned them all off on my phone as well, because otherwise, if there's a weather report or something else happens or a new email, it just keeps pinging and dinging all day long, and it is very distracting.